Hey folks, this is Matt once again, and probably by the time I'm doing this, it'll be around Christmas, so Merry Christmas to everybody. I was going to post these videos around New Year's, but why not? But I figured, why not post two videos separately? One on the 15 films I didn't like this year, and the top 15 films I did like this year. And I want to do the worst one first, because that's more fun. But these 15 films, it's either because they pissed me off, or I was really disappointed in them, or I just thought they were a crock of shit, or other reasons. But either the top 15 films that really disappointed me, made me sick, pissed me off, or, all of the above. And first off, let's just start off right off the bat, the ATeam. That's number 15. Now, and first off, maybe, who knows, maybe my antivirus will crack up and down all the time, my Norton antivirus. So if I go, I sound like the devil, and slow down, just keep with the video, it'll clear itself up. But the ATeam, released by 20th Century Fuckface, which is always a bad choice. It's always a bad choice because that film studio really pisses me off. It pisses me off in the fact that they consistently fuck things up. They do. They consistently fuck things up. Alien 3, fuck up. Alien Resurrection, fuck up. Predators this year, and Machete, and this film, fuck ups. X-Files 2, I want to believe that really pissed me off, that movie. Being a big X-Files fan, getting that piece of shit of a sequel, that pissed me off because it was fucking boring and nothing happened and all it was about head transplants. Whoop-de-fucking-do. Die Hard 4, I like Die Hard 4. I actually like Die Hard 4 a lot. But, A, it should have been fucking rated R. B, the unrated version, some of the cussing does seem like it's just forced. Like, it doesn't seem natural like the John McClane in the first 3 films. And C, Timothy Olyphantazis should not have been the fucking villain. He's a shitty villain in that movie. Just like he was shitty in the Hitman movie. He was alright in the Crazies, I gotta admit that, but he's a shitty villain. Compared to Alan Rickman and fucking Jeremy Irons and shit, no, this guy, Timothy Olyphantazis, doesn't compare. Fuck that. But 20th Century Fuckface have been fucking things. I hate Avatar. Fuck that movie. They just have consistently fucked things up. Machete, I hate. I was gonna say Book of Eli. That's, but they just consistently have fucked things up. Yeah, because Book of Eli is Warner Brothers, but I just wanted to give them more shit. But anyway, to the ATeam, which I don't know why 20th Century Fox released that. Because I thought the ATeam was an NBC Universal property, but I guess they worked out some deal. But the ATeam movie, what disappointed me about this film, this one was more of a disappointment. That's why it's number 15. It's not number 1 or number 2. Number 15. I mean, it was disappointing. I didn't hate its guts, but it's disappointing. Okay, maybe I hate its guts a little bit because I love the TV show. The first 4 seasons, I should say. The movie is like making it the 5th season into a movie. And that's the worst season. I like the first 4 seasons. The 5th season, where that's pretty much it. It begins with the 5th season begins with a fucking trial. And what happens here? They're doing some random shit, and then all of a sudden they're in trial. And then they escape, like the beginning of the 5th season, they escape. And basically they gotta do this, like, Mission Impossible type bullshit. What I liked the ATeam, the TV series, was that they were soldiers of fortune, and they helped regular people. That's the thing. They helped regular people in little towns, and, in the urban city, with problems. There's criminals. There's killers. You could do killers. This is a movie. There's all this sort of thing. There's bad guys. And they're hired, and they got their MacGyver type mentality, and they got their weapons, and they can kick ass. They don't do that in this movie. It's more about, we gotta clear our names, we gotta clear, like the beginning with Hannibal. Liam Neeson is good. Sharlto Copley is good as Murdoch. That's it. But the ATeam movie, I know it's supposed to be, okay, the show is silly, quote unquote, but you can still kind of believe that they're doing stuff because it's all practical. Real tanks, or real helicopters. And you have some real helicopters, but you have some CGI that's very noticeable. Like the whole thing with the fucking tank falling in the sky. I know a lot of people like that, but I'm like, are you kidding me? They're in a fucking tank, and they're shooting, woo! I'm like, well, you haven't seen that before. Because it's fucking stupid. Why am I watching a CGI tank flying around? What, is it gonna spread fucking wings now? It's the fun, you know. It's just stupid. They turned what people call a silly show and they just made a stupid movie. Okay, I'm giving that scene a hard time, but that's not even the one that pissed me off the most. It's the way they dealt with some of the characters. Bradley Cooper, I thought, made a lousy face man. He didn't seem like the face man. Like, they just said, you know what? Fuck face. We're just gonna make him completely different. And it's called the fucking ATeam. If you want to make a different face, make your own fucking movie. But no, this face man is like an annoying asshole at times. At least he's just a loudmouth, like, I don't know, just saying lines like, I mean, just, you know, oh, they're gonna curse, but then they cut it out because it's PG-13. You suck, my boom. It's like the fucking shit in Die Hard 4. You betray a mother. It just doesn't work. I mean, I don't like the fact in the beginning that Hannibal and BA just meet out of the fucking blue. Just BA, he's driving, and Hannibal meets. Here's my tattoo. Hey, here's my tattoo. Hey, we were in the military. Hey, I was in the military. Okay, come join us. Oh, okay. And then just drives off, and then they rescue Faceman, and then they meet up with Murdoch, just out of the blue. And I'm like, okay, this is the origin of the ATeam? Just randomly meeting each other? Like, there's no epicness to it. There's no, like, doom. You know, like, just blah. Like, that's how they meet up. Like, they just met each other in the middle of the fucking desert by chance. At least in the show, like, they were in the Vietnam, and they were with each other in Vietnam, and, like, you didn't need the backstory. You didn't need the fucking, you know, how they became the ATeam. We want to see them as the ATeam doing the action. We want to see them as the ATeam. Like, the ending of this movie leads up to the movie that we want to see. No, instead let's do some half-assed Mission Impossible shit. A lot of shady cam. People complain about the Expendables with shady cam. Here, like, when BA's doing a fight, it's right behind his shoulder. I'm like, you can barely see what the fuck's going on. And it's like jittery. I get, you know, he puts the guy upside down, cracks his neck. I get, you know, kinda, sorta. He does, but like, it's PG-13, so you can barely tell. The guy they got for B.A. Baracus was a horrible actor. People say, you can't compare Mr. T. You know what, fucking Ving Rhames would have done better. There's a lot of people that would have done better than what they got this guy. This guy was a half-assed fucking B.A. Baracus. And I did not care for Bradley Cooper's performance. The ATeam theme doesn't even pop up till the end credits. Why? Do a newer version of the ATeam theme during an action scene. Like, I'm watching the fucking ATeam. I'm not watching a half-ass version of Mission Impossible. Or fucking this other shit. I mean, it just reminded me a lot of the 5th season of the ATeam, and if you've seen that, you know what I'm talking about. I did not like Jessica Biel. The villain was lame. All the villains were fucking lame. Granted, it was cool to see Major Dad there for 5 seconds. Hey, it's Major Dad. I remember Major Dad. That was a decent... I remember that TV show back in the day, but it doesn't fucking matter. The whole thing where the trailer lies, where he's whistling the ATeam theme, B.A. Baracus. No, he's not whistling that. The relationship between him and Murdoch is really not that much. It's not as good as the fucking TV show, especially. The action scenes aren't that great. I mean, you have the opening, Gran, real helicopters, but then they're doing the fucking 180, you know, they do, well, I should say the 360 with the helicopter, and the way that BAs fall out of the helicopter in this horrible CGI shot, I'm like, oh my god, please. And it's just sort of, you leave it and you're like, oh, that's it, huh? And the whole, like, ending with all the fucking freighters, like, they're in this, shipyard, there's an explosion, all these big canisters are falling almost onto BA. It reminded me of that fucking scene in, King Kong when they're running through the fucking dinosaurs and it looks so fucking fake. You're like, why isn't any of these dinosaurs stepping on some of these people? It's like, it just looks so horrible, him running around these CGI big canisters. I'm like, this is the ATeam? Like, usually they do MacGyver shit. They didn't do a whole lot. People say, well, the ending, where, you know, oh, okay, they got the car, and, you know, they use it as diversion. And that way they could light some flares, and then blow them up, okay. You know, I don't know, it just didn't really impress me. It just wasn't that exciting of a movie. Anyway, fuck that movie. It's 14, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. I hate this fucking movie, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. I do not like this film at all. It's a shitty flick. It got so much fucking praise from critics and people, but thankfully it bombed at the box office, because you all know what film beat the shit out of it. You'll find it out in my #1 for my favorite films of all time, or favorite films of the year, I should say. You already know what it is. But Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, granted, I know it's based on a comic book or comic strip. I did not read it. Granted, the film, I mean, it's about Michael Cera, who I'm really starting to get annoyed by him. He's with this nice girl, Asian girl. Granted, she's underage, but they're not doing anything, and they're not going to do anything. They don't wait it out like it should be. Seems like a very nice girl. Very happy to see the guy she likes in the rock band. You know, sweet girl. Nothing naughty going on. If she's 18, then that would be okay. If they want to. But, you know. Then the dumb fucking shithead said he has a dream and, like, sees this girl. No, he sees this girl, and then he's like, oh, that's the love of my life. Just out of the blue. And just walks up to her, and she wants nothing to do with this dipshit. And he keeps fucking stalking her, basically. Like, he does something, mails something, because she works for, I guess, the postman or something. Not the Kevin Costner postman, that'd be even shittier. But she comes with a package, and she wants nothing to do with this dipshit. I call him a dipshit. Because he should be dipped in shit. Get out of my face. He's like, you know, she basically goes, okay, I'll go out with you if you, you know, pay me, or if you sign this so I can get out of here. Like, and he's just so gung-ho about this bitch who is unlikable. Honestly, the Asian chick, the nice girl, she was better looking, she seemed better, nicer, and easier on the eyes. This bitch, her fucking hair changes more than Dennis Rodman. She has nothing, wants nothing to do with this guy, and she's like a bitch. Like, a bitch. I'm not a nice person. And I'm like, okay, I don't get this. And Michael Cera is like, a fucking asshole, unlikable guy. Apparently that's what it's like in the comic strip. What I've heard. Maybe I'm not right. I've heard that's kind of what it's like in the comic strip, but if that's the case, then I don't want to read that comic strip. Why should I not like the lead guy? If I don't give a fuck. And I don't give a fuck Michael Cera's an actor, really, either. He plays the same fucking character in every movie. People say, well, Stallone does the same thing. Sorry. You looked at Copland, Freddie Heflin, Lockup, Leone. You looked at John Rambo and you looked at Rocky Balboa. Those are 4 completely different fucking characters. They're different from the character he played in ICU, and they're different from the character he played in Cliffhanger. They're all different people. This guy, though, is basically the same schmuck in each movie now. And basically, this bitch that he wants, it had like 7 evil exes that he must fight. And it's directed by the guy who did, oh fuck, I know his name. Who did Shaun of the Dead, Edgar Wright. And, it's supposed to be a big ode to, video games and anime. And I know a lot of people like this film, so this is a touchy subject. But I just did not find anything. The fight scenes were decent at times, but at the same time, when I like martial arts films, I like, old school. Except maybe The Matrix, because that makes sense. It's the world of The Matrix. Plus, honestly, they're just better films than this movie. They're more imaginative. I actually gave a shit about Keanu Reeves, and Lawrence Fishburne, and Carrie-Anne Moss. Here, you don't give a fuck about anybody in this flick. And, like, the fight scenes is, like, done in this sort of over-the-top style, like, the way I mean is, like, for instance, he goes in the bathroom, there's, like, a pee meter that goes down. There's, when they're playing music, you see, like, almost like Batman type, like stars and clean clune or something. He's walking to fight someone, there's like a 1-up floating in dead air, and he grabs it. When he kills an evil ex, they like disappear and coins are left. I guess that's an ode to video games, the time when you kill a bad guy and they leave an item or they leave coins. I just like, in Super Mario Bros. When you have the fireball you shoot. Which was it? I think Super Mario World, you shoot and there's coins left of them, But, I mean, it has some decent visual eye candy, granted. But the story sucks. I mean, basically, this bitch that he wants basically broke these 7 evil exes' hearts. At least for the most part. For the most part. I mean, she even admits herself that, she was a bitch. And I'm like, you don't do all this work, Michael Cera. Fight all these 7 evil exes for this girl who doesn't seem like she's into you at all. And is unlikable. And for the most part, not really that emotional. It just didn't keep me interested. And the story and the characters, lame. Lame, lame, lame. Lame-ass characters. The visual look, I mean, then they've taken old with the lightsabers, and they're basically fucking lightsabers, fight. Then, decent effects, interesting eye candy. And I know it's, it's not a remake, it's not a prequel. But, it's a film that thinks it's cool, and a lot of people bought into it, but not me. I mean, I'm not buying into Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. You know what? I had more fun when someone did a fucking, like, very, very low budget, like, no budget, looked like a fan film. It's called Press Start from 2007. That was more entertaining than fucking Scott Pilgrim. Because it was in the world of video games, but it was like an ode to 8-bit and 16-bit video games. Like, for instance, the bad guy has this pillar, almost like, that pillar you see in Hellraiser, the pinhead. But, like, he has or, like, when Han Solo's in the Corbomite, You know, no one 360's doing the fucking background, so I'll probably go devil voice sometime. But anyway, and you know how, you know, it's like this big block, and people are sort of held there? Well, like, you see that there's Lara Croft, and Sonic, and Mario and Luigi are in there. The beginning, it's like right out of the Paperboy video game. You know, the Paperboy video game. A guy, like, our lead guy wakes up, and, like, he sees this button, and he opens it, and it's a door to the bathroom, and he tries to go there, and it closes. And he's like, what? And he has to push a drawer to open the fucking thing so that he can get into the bathroom. You have these two people who help him. One is to take on Samus. In fact, his name is Sam. It's a girl, but has a suit, and has, like, a Nintendo, you know, the Zapper gun. And there's, like, a cool ode to Doom and Wolfenstein, like it's first person, and it'll be, like, in first person here, right? And, like, you know, it's a parody, it's, you know, it's a comedy, and then it'll, like, change, and, like, something else will pop up, and it's, you know how, like, in the old days where every time you change a gun, I'm trying to do, like, the first person, it goes down and something pops up and you have to shift through all the guns to get to the one you want. It does a little thing on there, and it's like shooting zombies and stuff. There's like an ode to Mortal Kombat. Basically, it's one of those movies. It's called Press Start. It's like a very, very, very low budget. I mean, I'm not saying the acting is that great, but it's a no budget. Like, it's excusable. And these guys were actually more entertaining than this film. I don't know where to find that film again. I saw it once on online, but it's a very hard film to find. I would like to buy it, but hell, I really don't have the money to buy anything right now. So with the holidays and my oral surgery, I don't have money to waste on anything, unfortunately. But if you can find Press Start from 2007, give it a look. But it'd be hard, but that's better than Stop Pilgrim vs. the World. You know. That has heart to it. Scott Pilgrim vs. World, to me, doesn't have heart to it. I just didn't give a fuck. And, you know, he basically threw away this, you know, lovely girl, this Asian girl, Gran. She's 17, but hell, she's gonna be 18. And that's not why he did it. It's a bullshit movie. Number 13 is The Wolfman. It's just too long, too boring. Bad choice for actor for Benicio del Toro, which I wouldn't expect because I like The Hunted, film he did with Tommy Lee Jones. But Benicio del Toro did not work. Granted, it's rated R, you got some good blood, you know, death scenes. The close-ups on the Rick Baker makeup, pretty good. But you also get some in-between of some bad CGI. Give me the ass. It's just way too long and way too slow, and you don't give a fuck about the people in it. See, a lot of times in movies, not every single time, there are exceptions, but for the most part, when I have the films, I give a shit about characters. You know, I give a shit about them. You know. Men in Black. I know not everybody likes Men in Black, but I gave a shit about Will Smith and Tommy Lee Jones. Weekend at Bernie's. I give a fuck about Andrew McCarthy and David Silverman. Or, no, Jonathan Silverman is his name. Not David. Jonathan Silverman and Andrew McCarthy. I mean, I don't give a fuck about Benicio del Toro or his bride. Man, you get a werewolf fight scene that's, you know, alright, but, you know, the CGI kind of hampered it. But, you know, Wolfman is just... You know, it's Joe Johnston. And that guy's doing Captain America now, so whatever. Number 12 is The Last Fartbender by M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong. And this film... Really, M. Night Shyamalan, you need to stop writing your movies. You suck as a writer. Maybe if you just directed something and someone else write it, maybe you can make something. Hell, Devil. Well, that was kind of a switcheroo, but You came up with the story, I think, and you produced it, but you didn't direct it. And that was actually a decent flick. That was a decent flick, Devil. But he didn't direct it. And I don't think he at least wrote the whole thing. I think someone else had a hand in it, which is a good idea. But The Last Airbender, Gran, I didn't see the cartoon, which is actually Avatar: The Last Airbender. Apparently, this movie is basically, you took the first season of that show, you put it into one fucking movie, like 95, 100 minutes. Why this film? And like, what was weird, like, there was one time I worked at a video store. Like, I remember someone's like, oh, you gotta see The Last Airbender. Like, telling somebody, and someone's asking me about it. I'm like, that was a terrible movie. It's like, what? I'm like, because there was no action. He's like, yeah, but you had to listen, man. Listen to what? Listen to people bitch about the plot. Actually, they don't bitch and bitch. That'd be entertaining. Because you get like Hudson. Oh, fuck this. Game over, man. Game over. See, you put Bill Pass and Hudson in a movie, you'll make it good. But Last Airbender, and I call it that because it stings. You get terrible actors. Terrible child actors with terrible, terrible dialogue. It feels long. It does feel, it's not a long movie, it feels long. It's a lot of explanation. It's like, they kind of need it because they're trying to tell basically a whole fucking season in one movie. But at the same time, it's just, it's like just doing this, then doing that, then doing that. The Last Airbender gets caught like 3 or 4 fucking times, and there's not that much action. There's one decent scene where, you know, he has this ice thing, and, you know, shit coming up, and he does this, and, you know, there should have been a lot more of that, but there wasn't. And it's just a lot of exposition, a lot of explaining. This is what happened. This is what's going to happen. Then this is what happened again. And you get narration, you get people talking about what's going on, talking about what did happen. Oh, these two people who met each other for 5 minutes, they fell in love, and da-da-da-da. And I'm like, really? Did they? And weirdly enough, actually, I'm stealing this from a guy named Cinema Snob, Brad Jones, who did a funny review on this. There's a woman who has white hair. You see her from the back. Her hair, you see white hair that goes down here, and it goes down here, and goes down, and you see where I'm going with this. See the shape, and it looks kind of peach covered, even though it's supposed to be white, but the lighting, and you see like, you see where I'm going. It's a fucking penis hair. Her hair looks like a dick. And then Shyamalan doesn't know what he's doing. And an ending that's lame. It's, I don't want to talk about Last Airbender anymore. It fucking sucks. It's boring. It is boring. It is horribly acted and boring. Number 11, Jonah Hex. Jonah Hex is a fucking bullshit movie. Because, granted, I didn't grow up on the comics, but I've heard a lot of people, Michael King did a great job on his review, and apparently Jonah Hex is kind of like the Punisher in the Wild West. In a way. I did not know. I thought Jonah Hex was a supernatural like they had in the trailer. Like I saw the trailer and go, oh, he's supernatural. I figured that was what the comic book was, and they're like, no. There's nothing supernatural about Jonah Hex. That's like if they did a Punisher and it's fucking supernatural. Actually, they kind of did that in a comic book, which was shitty. But they won't, you know, if you do that in a movie, it's stupid. Fucking stupid. I mean, basically what they do is, Josh Brolin, this is not his fault. Josh Brolin did what he could. He did what he could. But the film is I swear to God, the film is like 70, 75 minutes long. Sometimes that's a good thing. Like Devil. There's certain films that are short for a good reason. But when you're making an action movie that's supposed to be his origin story, but also him kicking ass, 75 minutes is not that good. It really does. And I heard like a lot of bad story, like Neville Dean and Taylor were going to direct the thing, then they told them to go fuck themselves, and they're like, well, we don't want that, and then they hired the guy who did fucking... I think 14 Years of Who? I'm like, really? From what I understand, the story is like, would be an R-rated story. And you get the guy who did 14 Years of Who. Megan Fox, why is she there? No titties, no ass, no nothing. Get out of the way. Move. Get out the way. Get out the way. John Malkovich has nothing to do. You want to see John Malkovich as a villain? Watch Con Air. You're like, fuck this. I want to watch Con Air. I want to watch Nick Cage and his mullet running slow-mo, kicking ass. I want to see that more than this fucking movie. The supernatural shit just seems like it was just forced in there for no good reason. Just, oh shit, we gotta move the plot. How the fuck we gonna do it? Oh, fuck it. Just put the supernatural shit. Which reminded me a lot of The Crow. In the fact that, well, there's a scene where he has a fucking crow come out of his fucking mouth. A CGI crow at that. Oh, he can touch this person and, you know, can talk to the dead. I'm like, great. He uses it maybe 2 times or so. It really doesn't do much shit. The plot is lame. Something about John Malkovich needs these fucking things to shoot this golden cannonballs. Remind me a lot of that fucking shit in Bristol County Jr. But that did it better than this. Right? Didn't Bristol County Jr. have some shit that was like, it glowed and it's the power and what'd they do? Steal the plot from Bristol County Jr. now? Fuck's sake. If anyone doesn't remember that show, it was a show that lasted 1 season with Bruce Campbell. It wasn't too bad. But and the movie's forgettable. It's boring. And I'm like, there's one good scene I liked, where he gets dynamite, he's shooting dynamite at people. You know, he has these guns that shoot out dynamite. I like that. Okay, that's cool. He's shooting dynamite, and that's a, you know, a cool little decent action scene. I liked it. Josh Brolin, good. Some people didn't like the score. I didn't mind the score. I don't know. I didn't mind it. But the movie just, there's nothing to it. It's 75 minutes long. It's PG-13. You can tell. It's literally like they cut out a lot of shit. Megan Fox should not be there. It's a nothing role. John Malkovich is given nothing to do. You have fucking CGI crows coming out of Josh Brolin's mouth, which is stupid. You have a piss poor ending where he's fighting John Malkovich, then for no fucking reason, he has visions of him in the desert fighting John Malkovich. Then he's back on this fucking like riverboat type thing, fighting John Malkovich. And then he's in a vision fighting John Malkovich in the fucking desert. Why? 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 If Michael Key's out there watching, please answer me. Why did they do that? And why do they have a fucking crow coming out of his mouth? Why? I'm sure I'd be going, what the fuck? And Michael Keaton, if he's watching, would go, fucking shit, you're right, what the fuck? So fuck Jonah Hex. 10 is MacGruber. This movie is a fucking shitty comedy. I gotta be honest, I'm not a big fan of SNL, Saturday Night Live. I didn't grow up with the show. I'm sure the early shows are great, but I never grew up with the show. I had 2 channels growing up, CBS and ABC. As you can tell, none of them were NBC or Fox. So, I had no NBC, I had no SNL. Just like I had no Fox, so Simpsons, X-Files I got from my aunt who would send videotapes. But I didn't watch SNL growing up. There's one SNL movie I like. It's Wayne's World, the first one. Other ones I couldn't give a shit about, honestly. Some I've seen, some I don't. Just doesn't appeal to me. Just doesn't appeal. Night at the Roxbury I saw, didn't care for. I never cared for that skit. Just fucking people doing this like they have a conniption fit. You know, like spasms. And MacGruber is just some wannabe joke of MacGyver, which is 20 years too late. I'm watching. Why don't they just make a MacGyver movie, for fuck's sake? Just make a MacGyver movie. If you can't get Richard Dean Anderson, which you should, he could do it. Then hell, if you want to go for that, get Nathan Fillion. He'd make a good MacGyver. Or some other shit. I keep mentioning Nathan Fillion in some videos because that guy needs more work. They fucked him over for Green Lantern. They should have had him or Thomas Jane for the fucking Silent Hill movie. If I didn't post that video, you will see that video review at another day. Just make a MacGyver movie, not this stupid fucker MacGruber, who his big joke is he's going to distract the enemy by shoving a celery stick up his ass. So I see this naked Will Forte, or what the fuck his name is, with a celery stick up his ass. And the ha 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 ha. Val Kilmer being a schmuck. Ha 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 ha. Him doing these fake CGI throat rips. Ha 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 ha. I'm laughing my fucking guts out. Give me a break. It's not funny, not entertaining. It's stupid. It's boring. It's not funny. 9, the Human Centipede, worthless fucking movie. What's the point of this movie? Really? Is it meant to creep me out? No. I'm sorry. I mean, it's meant to shock. I'm like, dude, you know, the buddy to the guy who directed Human Centipede, come here. 2 Girls, 1 Cup beat you to it, buddy, so fuck off. 2 Girls, 1 Cup just beat you to the punch, Human Centipede director. Fuckface, I don't know his name, I don't give a shit. Beat you to it, so fuck off. Hey, I'm gonna take this time and money to make a movie where the scientist decides to get a guy on his knees. And his ass gonna be cut open, and I'm gonna put him up a woman's mouth and sew it up. Then I'm gonna put another woman and sew her mouth to her ass. Why are we doing this? What's it to prove? I can make a Human Centipede. And then what? Then what? Say you do prove it, buddy. I'm telling about the guy. Say he does prove it. So what? Great, you made another... Well, first off, you're arrested. Or what? In a fucked up world, you made another freak show attraction? With the bearded lady and... like... Just don't be in that movie Freak with fucking Alice Winter and Mr. T in a beard? Like a bearded woman? What the fuck is the point of this? Wow, okay, now what? No fucking reason for it. And it's a boring movie. Granted, it's not as sadistically gruesome as some of these other films, but it's pointless. When I watch it, I'm going, I'm not creeped out. It's a sick idea, but it's like, okay, I heard about it. Now what? It's not entertaining. It's not scary. It's not funny. It's not really creepy. It's just, oh, it's a fucked up idea. Okay. Now what? Nothing. Nothing to it. It's a waste of fucking space. So fuck Human Centipede. Fuck that movie. This garbage should not have been made. There's no fucking point to it. Splice. This is a disappointment because the same director did Cube. Now Cube I like, although it has a shitty ending. But Splice, this movie just pisses me off in the fact that yes, Sarah Polley is one of the dumbest fucking scientists I've seen in a long time. Literally, one of the dumbest fucking scientists I've seen in a movie in a long ass time. Because her and her fucking wimp of a bow, I guess, how is that? B-E-A-U-X. Basically his boyfriend, but trying to be what people think this movie's for the highbrow audience. Trying to more appealing words from the dictionary. Bigger vocabulary. How about this? Fuck you in this movie's ass. Splice is just... Those two are experimenting and they decided to do a test behind their funders' backs. They make this person crossed with animal stuff. And the thing about this movie is it gets very boring. Frankly, I would rather see Species. Because here's the thing. First off, this creature, Adrian Brody wants to fuck it. I don't get that. I don't get why Adrian Brody wants to fuck this thing. It's not appealing. It's pretty scary. Not scary like, oh my god, like scary like, man, that thing will bite my dick off if I go near it. I don't want my dick bit off. I like it right here in my lap right now, okay? This girl was not appealing at all. She wasn't hot. Why the fuck is Adrian Brody want to fuck this thing? I don't get it. It just look like make you want to puke Dayglow. I would not want to fuck this thing. Not even with a gold-plated dick. This thing just stay the fuck away from me. Like, and Adrian Brody, like, getting the hots for this thing and fucking it, I'm like, what? That's why I like Species better. Natasha Henstridge, you buy. You buy. You'll die, but you'll buy. And you'll fly right into her pussy. But you'll die, but you buy it for $1. But Species, at least Species, great, it has some bad CGI at the end climax. But the characters then piss me off in the fact they were constantly trying to chase this thing down and kill it. Wasn't fucking Sarah Polley protecting this thing, reminding her of her daughter, which I'm like, really? Is this ugly fucking thing, bitch beast from hell, reminds you of your daughter? If that's the case, your daughter was a fucking chud, because this bitch is ugly. I didn't find her appealing at all with her fucking tail. I'd rather fuck that female Ninja Turtle from that fucking Next Mutation Ninja Turtle, that Venus, was it Venus de Milo? That female Ninja Turtle with the tits. I'd rather fuck her than this bitch. That Venus girl, what the f was it? Yeah, Venus de Milo. I'd rather fuck her than this bitch. And that's saying a lot. I would too, like, right off the bat. Venus or this bitch? I'll take fucking Venus, okay? Fuck that. She got a big mouth! Sorry. It'll fit my gold-plated dick right in her big turtle mouth. Plus, she's a female who can walk, talk, and has tits. Okay. But this other one, fuck this Splice chick. And the Sarah Polley is so fucking annoying. She's so annoying. In the fact that basically she makes Adrian Brody her bitch. Even Adrian Brody's like brother or whoever admits this to the guy. Like, why don't you stand up to her or something like that? I'm like, right. And why the fuck is this guy trying to fuck this ugly bitch? And Sarah Polley's just such a dumbass. And then she's so surprised that this thing like kills a cat or whatever. And she strikes it down and torches it. And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing, Sarah Polly? Because then at the end, it changes from you think it's dead, and it changes from a girl to a guy, rapes Sarah Polly, is attacking Adrian Brody. Now, Sarah Polly could kill it, but she hesitates. She hesitates. So, you know, someone said, you know, don't hesitate. Thanks for the advice. That's what you should have done. Don't hesitate. Just jam it in. No, she hesitates. Waits for it to get its tail, stain Adrian Brody, kill him, while she watches, and then she kills it. Wow. Man, I'm glad you're not my woman. I'm like, bitch, save me! Too late. Fuck you, bitch. And then she gets pregnant. And she's with the people funding it. She's like, you know, write this down. Take a little note. And, you know, don't tell anybody. She's pregnant. All the shit she went through, she didn't get a fucking abortion. Oh, but, you know, she lost a daughter. Now she has another daughter. And I'm like, granted. But, is she really that fucking dumb for a scientist? Like, and then her line, last line's like, what's the worst that can happen? Well, it'll fucking burst through your fucking stomach, or through your cooter, and kill you, and kill everybody on Earth. That's the worst that can happen. Fucking dumb bitch. Fuck Splice. Number 7, Book of Eli. Honestly, Denzel Washington, it's not his fault. He got a bad script. He got a boring film. I like the score, especially the beginning. Some good visuals. Some decent fights. But there's about 2 fights that are decent. That's it. But you did a movie that, first off, I stand by what I said when I did my review of Cyborg. That's a better movie than this. Cyborg, post-apocalyptic. Van Damme kicks more ass than Denzel. There's more fight scenes. There's more action in Cyborg than Book of Eli. Don't tell me there isn't. I've seen both movies. Van Damme is going after Fender because he killed people he loved. Denzel is saying, fuck this girl who's being raped. I'm on the path. I'm like, I'm sure God's like, Denzel, what the fuck you doing? Save her. I think if you're protecting the Bible, that means you honor the Bible. That means you know about the Bible. So, here's a clue. Stand by the Bible. What's the point of protecting the book if you're not going to stand by its principles? I think one of the principles in the Bible is, if thou see one that's getting raped, beat the fuck out of him. You know, eye for an eye and all that shit. For fuck's sake. If you see a woman getting raped, stop it! Stop it, stop it, stop it! In Halloween 3. Come on, Denzel's character. I mean, the first scene, I knew I was in trouble when I saw a fucking pussy being killed by an arrow. Not a pussy that we like, you know, women, but a cat. A pussy cat gets killed in CGI with an arrow. Because Denzel wants to eat the pussy. Not the pussy that we all want to eat, but eats a cat. Now, come on. How can you start a movie like that and take it seriously? And then, oh yeah, by the way, Denzel's blind. What? Bullshit, my dick. Blind my ass. Roger Howard played blind pretty damn well in Blind Fury. You're not supposed to know he's blind. Well, you know what? It's a load of horse shit. Mila Kunis is not a good actress. You don't give a fuck about her. Gary Oldman, the villain, not interesting at all. And you did a lame-ass ending, and also the story. Oh, they try to steal the book. Since if they have the Bible, then they're powerful. Why? Can't you just speak it? Hey dudes, do this. I got a thing called the Bible that says you should be good to each other and you should be not bad to each other. You see a woman getting raped? Fuck them up. Thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not kill. You know. So cry, little sister. Come on. You're not gonna be... It's not a book. I mean, it's not like the fucking Ark of the Covenant that's gonna... You open the book and, you know, they're gonna melt their faces. Come on. It's a book. Denzel obviously memorized the shit, as you can tell at the end. Why didn't he just tell everybody? Denzel is a fucking Jehovah's Witness pretending to be Snake Plissken. That's what Denzel's character is. It reminded me of Van Damme, not in a good way. And the fact that they're both in post-apocalyptic, walking with like bags and shit. But only Van Damme did it the right way. This movie does it the wrong way. Killing pussies, cats. Being blind in a bullshit move. No, he's guided by the Force. What? The Force of fucking Darth Vader? No, God. Whoop-de-fucking do. If that's the case, then why the fuck didn't God tell him, hey, see that woman? Help her! Be like that guy in Dead Life. I kick ass for the Lord. Like, I'm serious. Denzel Washington's character is trying to be Snake Plissken, but is really a fucking Jehovah's Witness. Just like that cover to that. If you see the cover to a movie, Mountaintop Motel Massacre, that girl looks like Jehovah's Witness looking at your door. One step away, that's Denzel Washington. Be right at your door. I got a little Bible here. You want to see it? I can't see it. I'm blind. Here, read the shit. And why the fuck was he carrying it if he memorized the fucking thing, by the way? He didn't have that much time to read it. So if he memorized the whole thing, because he was only there, what, 1, 2 days, 3 days? Probably by then he had memorized it. Why the fuck was he carrying the book? He memorized the fucking shit. Because I'm sure it takes more than 1, 2 days to memorize the shit. Why the fuck was he carrying the book? Why? He has to take it here. Why? Why couldn't he just say, hey, I got it in my head. I'll just tell you the fucking shit. Makes no fucking sense. It's stupid. Now, number 6 is Resident Evil Afterlife, which I know some people like. Now, granted, I'm a big fan of the games. Now, I played the first 4 games. No, I didn't play Resident Evil 5 because I don't have a PS3 and I can't afford one, and I don't care. Someone bought me a Blu-ray for Christmas. I'm fine with it. Early Christmas present. Resident Evil, I'm tired of these Resident Evil movies. I am. I'm sick and tired of them. I was sick and tired by the second one. Third one I didn't care for. This one I'm really sick and tired. I'm sick and tired of Paul Wildstyle Anderson making room for his fucking fan fiction wife to be the star of these movies. Why is it that Alice is now the star of these movies? And why it pisses me off is you just can tell now, oh, you know, Mila Jovovich is Paul W.S. Anderson's wife, and basically he has to give her good roles or he can't get any of that poontang pie, and so he's going to make every other character in Resident Evil a pussy. So Clara Redfield, she's a pussy. Chris Redfield, he's a pussy. Pretty much everybody are pussies in this movie. Jill Valentine was pretty much a pussy. They don't do shit. Think about it. Did Jill Valentine really do that much shit in Resident Evil Apocalypse? No. Did Claire Redfield do a lot of shit in Extinction? No. Does she and Chris Redfield do a lot of shit in Afterlife? Fuck no! Because they gotta make room for Paul W.S.'s Paul, wow, Stallion Anderson's wet dream. Alice, the fan fiction movie. That's what the Resident Evils have become. They become fan fiction movies. I'm like, you know what? By this point, and I mentioned this in my Silent Hill review too, which that'll be posted way down the road. I'm tired of these fan fiction video game movies. I kind of like Doom, but it could have been a lot better. You know how people say, well, what do you want? You want an actual recreation of the game? By this time, fuck yeah. Have they done that? Have they made a movie in which they just recreated the game? They didn't do it in Max Payne. They didn't do it in Double Dragon. They didn't do it in Street Fighter. The closest one they did in Mortal Kombat is the one that became the most popular. They didn't do it in Blood Rain, but that had a lot of other problems. So, as you can tell, they didn't do it in Doom, which a lot of people didn't like it. I can't blame them for not liking it. So, here's the thing. When you see a video game movie, we want to see the game as the movie. We don't want your fucking fan fiction version. Make the true God to honest fucking Resident Evil. You wanna know what? Do a reboot. Make the first game a movie. Put it in that fucking mansion. Get the fucking zombies there. Get the fucking... What are those fucking... Those creatures that piss me off and kill me all the time when I played it. Get Jill or Chris as the fucking lead. Make that a fucking movie. Then you want to add shit in there? Fine. But make the most of it the fucking movie. Not make these fan fiction version of it. That's what they do. They take the games like, we don't make our fan... It's like, you know, you read fan fiction of certain movies. It's like... Again, what pisses me off the most about is that basically all the characters are put to the sidelines. Like in this movie, Afterlife just really clenched it for me. The 3D, I don't give a fuck about 3D. I'm not watching in 3D. I don't care about 3D. Second, the whole thing at the end of Extinction was that she had like 1 billion clones. You see maybe 5 at most. And they all get killed pretty fucking easily because they basically go in there and it looks like the Matrix. It really does. They really ripped off the Matrix and the shit they did here. And then basically, Wesker, the bad guy, arms something, basically kills all the clones like that. But the real one, Alice, is on the helicopter. I'm like, did she know? Did she know that the thing was going to blow up? Like, couldn't she fucking leave some of the clones outside safely? So, like, back up? Hey, clones, get the fuck out of there! Or, you know, just leave some out on the outside so they don't get blown up, or, you know, just in case, a backup. Like, have, like, different armies. First army go in, you guys stay there as backup, just in case. No. Didn't do that. That'd be the smart thing to do, and they didn't do that. When you have, like, here's Team 1, Team 2, Team 3. Team 1, you go in. If you need trouble, then Team 2, you go in. If they need trouble, then Team 3, you go in. No. Don't do that, because, you know, Alice is fucking stupid. And this film is stupid. Like, okay, this film has so much fucking slow motion. I swear to God, this film would be an hour long if it wasn't for the fucking slow-mo. Wesker, like, just, boom, puts this thing, takes away her powers, and yet, she crash lands in the helicopter into a fucking mountain and lives. Just gets up and straddles away. Really? She's human now. She crash lands to a fucking mountain and she lives. Didn't lose any limbs. Just, you know, kind of wiggles and walks away. And then the movie, like, goes nowhere. She's flying around. She finds Claire Redfield with the fucking jewel from, I guess, the Resident Evil 5 game. She has amnesia. Yay. I hate when they do that because amnesia bullshit, because it just screams soap opera. One thing leads to another, they go to a fucking prison. They fly around in the city, which, by the way, didn't in Resident Evil Extinction, wasn't it the whole thing was the whole fucking world was a desert? Didn't they say that at the beginning of Extinction, the whole world was a fucking desert and things were dead? No, I think this like, takes place in LA? And Extinction with all the fucking Mad Max Road Warrior type dunes was in Vegas? Well, I understand, Vegas and LA are not that far apart. So how come there's no fucking desert? I thought the whole thing was a fucking desert now. But I guess not. Just out of the fucking blue, right out of their ass, just no. And I like the guy, this black guy, God, I forgot his name, that's why I can't remember his name. I don't remember the actor from anything, but I guess he used to be like a basketball player. He was actually pretty decent. And surprisingly, he lived. I like that. But then, like, one thing leads to another, there's Chris Redfield locked in prison. Apparently he's been locked there for a long time, so I don't even know what the fucking games are even in continuity with this fucking movies. You have fucking zombies that tunnel in, like Dig Dug. And then they have the fucking Las Plagas from Resident Evil 4, out of the blue. I don't know why the fuck is zombies now all of a sudden have these Las Plagas. When you follow the movie verse, it doesn't make fucking sense. But all of a sudden they have these fucking Las Plagas. You know, like the fucking creatures in Blade 2. Just all of a sudden. And then Chris Redfield, like, he's one of the most useless characters. And he's like one of the main heroes from the first game. Him and Jill. And he's useless. He says, hey, get this vehicle. They go with the vehicle. There's no fucking engine in it. So that was useless. Hey, I know a way to an ammo room where you can get ammo. Oh, I didn't even tell you the best part. Alice's main weapon of choice. She blows up zombies' heads and shoots quarters. Quarters. She has quarter shooting fucking shotguns. Her shotguns shoot fucking quarters to blow zombies' head up. Fucking quarters! What the fuck? Quarters? Are you shitting me, Paul Wow Stallion fuckhead's bitch? Shooting fucking quarters. How the fuck does that work? How the fuck it... Quarters. Shooting quarters. She's shooting quarters. From her fucking shotguns. It's not like the fucking Crow where he had shotgun shells and he just dumped a bunch of rings in there for emphasis. No, she's actually just shooting fucking quarters that blow zombies' heads off. And what kills me, Chris Redfield shows him a fucking ammo. You have all these shotguns, machine guns, heavy duty, like bazookas, grenade launchers. What do they take? Nothing! Take fucking nothing! Nothing! They don't take any ammo. They don't take any guns. So Alice just keeps using the fucking shotgun quarters. You have all these bullets and ammo and shotguns and machine guns and bazookas and grenade launches and grenades. You just, no, I don't want anything. I'm good with my quarter shotguns. Dumb fucking bitch. Who's fucking dumb enough to say, you know what? I'm gonna keep shooting these quarters. Fuck actual bullets. Know what I mean, Vern? And that's no ridicule to Jim Varney, you know. Ernest P. Worrell is smart enough to know that. He's smarter than fucking Alice in this movie. Drops, by the way. I like Ernest. Jim Varney is missed. This movie, though, is fucking bullshit. And then basically all they do is they go to a fucking ship. Chris Redfield and Claire Redfield are basically bitch slapped and put as prisoners. And Alice just fires a shotgun right into Wesker's face. And then they come up, Chris and Claire, and they're released, and they just pump bullets in them, like 50 times, whatever. Now you have an ending, which, this is bullshit. They're like, this is going to be the final one. We're going to reboot it. Then why the fuck do you end this with a fucking sequel bait? You released everybody on the ship who's in these cryo chambers. There's bad guys coming. Apparently you have a girl there with a drill. I'm guessing is Jill Valentine? I'm guessing? Oh, I'm guessing because Jill Valentine had a drill in Resident Evil 5 and she, like, Wesker controlled her against Chris Redfield, whatever. I'm like, wow. Wow. This movie is just bullshit. I'm tired of these fucking Resident Evil movies, I really am. This movie just, the fucking last straw on that. Quarter shotguns! I can't get with it. Quarter fucking shotguns! Not bullets. Quarters. We're shooting quarters now. You know what? You take a quarter, shove it up your ass, and then shoot out my dick hole, please. That I'll be impressed with. Stick a quarter up your ass and shoot out your dick hole. Or shoot out your pussy, your cooter. Then I'll fucking be impressed. I don't know, since I was talking about Jim Varney, like that Jim Varney guest star in The Simpsons, in the voice, he was like a carnival guy. He shows a trick, and he like puts like a cigarette in his mouth or up his nose, and like he stands up and reaches down his pants and pulls out a cigarette, and you hear like Homer go, "Oh no!" And like do it again, it's like, nah, I can't do it for, wait another hour. I don't know, it just made me think of that. I mean, I'd rather think of that than Resident Evil Afterlife. It's just bullshit. Number 5, Elm Street Remake. I knew it would be bad. I knew it would be shitty. Guess what? I was right. It was shitty. It was fucking shitty. Why was it shitty? Because I know some people like it, and that's fine. I don't mean to ridicule you at all. I really don't. But for me personally, being a big fan of the Nightmare on Elm Street films and the sequels, Jackie Earle Haley doesn't cut it. I'm sorry. Not to me. I didn't like his look. He does look like Robert Duvall. It looked like, I don't know, he just looks off. I know it's supposed to be realistic, but he looks like a buff face. I always think he looks like a buff face. He looks like, there's a reason why they have Freddy look like that he does in the original, because it actually looks pretty good. It doesn't look ridiculous. Here, I could not look at his face and keep a straight face. I couldn't. His voice is basically, you take Rorschach from Watchmen and Billy Bob Thornton as Rorschach with a southern accent. What are you streaming for? I haven't cut you yet. Really? It's unimaginative. The characters are total crap. Horrible. You don't give a fuck. I gave a fuck about the Dream Wars. I gave a fuck about Heather Langenkamp as Nancy in the first film. I gave a fuck about some of these characters. Nobody in this film, no. Rooney Mara, who plays Nancy, if you want to call her that, which I don't. Rooney Mara is probably one of the worst fucking actresses I've seen in a long time. Especially in a big Hollywood production. She can't act. She has no emotion. You hear this? That's called wood. That's the sound of wood. Keep on knocking, but you can't come in. This movie, Rooney Mara can't act. This table acts better than her fucking whole performance. She's so wooden, she might as well bend over and use her as a fucking table. Literally. And Freddy to take her up the butt or whatever, fucking whatever. I know that's too much of me. But she's just she is a wimp. Oh, but no. Nancy in the first film had her attitude. Well, attitude's wrong. She had the willingness to survive. She had the power to survive. Rooney Mara, she might as well just lay down on the fucking highway and die. Because that's her character. She's like, she gets her fucking boyfriend to fight her battles. Get him, Quentin, get him, I can't do anything. And by the way, that Samuel Bear-ass, whatever the fuck his name is, Bayer, which is like Bayer aspirin, as if, you know, I watched this movie, I might as well take your fucking medicine, you dumb. This is why, yeah. Probably this is the guy who made the fucking Bayer aspirin. B-A-Y-E-R. It's spelled the same. He made this fucking movie so that you get a headache and you gotta buy his fucking aspirin. That's why he made this movie for. Because his Bayer aspirin is not selling that well. Fuck it, I'll direct this movie, get a headache, now you gotta buy some more fucking aspirin. So fuck you, you greedy bastard. Terrible acting. The kills are unoriginal. The dream sequences are extremely unoriginal. Here's one dream sequence. Guy wakes up, he's in the library, there's a lot of books. And there's a lot of books. Oh, and there's a lot of books. Oh, by the way, there's a lot of books. Oh, but there's a lot of books. Oh, but there's a lot of books. How is that creepy or scary or what the fuck? How is that creepy? How is that scary? It's not. Is that creepy? Is that scary? It's double D. Dumb dog shit. Dumb as dog shit. Here's an idea. Those books, how about they be covered with blood? How about he opens one and like each page is like skin? Or like he opens and it's all bloody pages. Or there's like you hear, if anyone bought that Evil Dead Book of the Dead edition, you see like the book has like ears and stuff. Why can't we have some of that shit? I just thought of that. Well, I thought of that in the review when I reviewed that film, but when I said that, I just thought it up. Why you have dream sequences? I thought the whole point of doing a remake, well, I know the point of this one, but okay, you don't do it. You're dealing with dreams. People may not like this movie called The Cell because of Jennifer Lopez and Vince Vaughn. Visually, with dreams and nightmares, that film beats the fuck out of this film. Nightmare on Elm Street remake. You watch The Cell, even if you don't like it, fine. The visuals alone beat the fuck out of this movie, and it's still dealing with dreams and nightmares. Beats the fuck out of it. You get like 4 kills. Oh, but the original already did it, and it did it well. Despite what Samuel Bear-ass wants to say, oh, it's what the, I don't know, Effrey might, or at least Effrey told me it was, he said it was campy, or it didn't hold up, or, I'm like, really? Fuck you! Your movies have to hold up in court. You don't sue your ass for wasting my motherfucking time watching it. This movie, it rips off the fucking sequels also, because some Freddy lines he says, how's this for wet dream? Like you told Joey in Nightmare on Elm Street Part 4, not even him, like Freddy told Joey in Nightmare on Elm Street Part 4 the Dream Master? Same fucking line. The ending is a total rip-off of fucking Freddy vs. Jason. Freddy vs. Jason, what happens at the end? Gran, girl wasn't a good actress, but sadly enough, she's better than fucking Rooney Mara. Girl in Freddy vs. Jason, welcome to my world, bitch. Cuts Freddy's head off on that pier. And into this movie, welcome to my world, bitch. Swings at Freddy, cuts his neck instead of his fucking head. I'm like, deja vu, deja vu. I think I've seen this before. I think I've seen this before. Wait, I've seen this before. Wait, I've seen this before. Yes, I've seen this before. And Freddy vs. Jason. The ending's like the same fucking thing. And it's lame. It's fucking lame. And of course, you know, you have, this is your great dialogue. You know, if you stay awake long enough, it will will put you into a coma. A permanent sleep. Really? Really? It will put you into a coma. A permanent sleep. Permanent sleep. Wow. I didn't know what a coma was. You really gotta explain to me what a fucking coma is? You can't say, you know, if you keep staying awake, it don't put you into a coma, man. You can't do that? No, it's like, if you keep being awake, it will put you to a coma. ... A permanent sleep. No shit. What the fuck do you think a coma is? Oh, well, I thought a coma was just a quick nap. It's treating you like a fucking... And the death scenes, what's so great about them? Freddy grabs one guy and makes him slit his throat. Guy sees a guy in a prison, boom, puts a glove in his, you know, into his back, through his chest. One death, total rip-off of the death of Tina. And then she bounces off like a fucking pinball, which they ripped off of Freddy vs. Jason. Jason bounced around with a pinball. You basically recreate a bunch of the great scenes in the first film. So where's the imagination? What's the point of doing this? There's a point of doing some remakes like the 80s, The Blob, The Thing, The Fly, because the 50s effects and the 80s effects are two different worlds. There's a reason to update them. There's no reason to update Elm Street. No reason. No reason at all. The score was total bullshit. The ending was total bullshit. The acting was above bullshit. And also, let me ask people something. Freddy has a glove, as we all know. We know why in the original films. Because he killed kids with it. He killed kids. And you get the hint that he did more, because, you know, in Freddy vs. Jason, he licked the fucking back of the picture. And if someone's willing to kill little kids, what else are they willing to do? Because I have to bring to you, raping kids is almost the worst thing ever. You know what the worst thing ever? Killing kids. Here's killing kids, and then like barely even a fingernail above it is raping kids. They're both fucking horrible as shit. So this guy killed kids. That's the worst possible offense. The second one is raping them. But my point is, he used the glove to kill kids. Now in this film, he didn't kill kids. He just touched them. Maybe raped them. Which, by the way, I don't know how all the kids have amnesia. 1, 2, maybe. All of them? Is this a fucking new disease I never heard about? Where you get everybody... What happened? Oh, I got amnesia. What, is it like a fucking flu version of amnesia? I've never heard that before. Did they all get sit in a fucking row, like, have a really fucked up game of Duck, Duck, Goose? Like, beat the shit out of each kid? Duck, 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 duck. Goose, 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 goose. And just knocked all the shit out of their head? Made them forget everything? The movie's total bullshit. Why does he have a glove if he never killed kids? That's my point. If he never killed kids, why does he have the fucking glove? Because he's Freddy. But really, this film, these remakes now, they try to be logical and shit. Like Rob Zombie's Halloween. But really, in the original it made more sense. He made it to kill kids with. What the fuck is he using that glove for? You don't touch kids with it? Really, you don't touch kids? Then he's the dumbest motherfucker alive. As if no one would notice cuts on a little kid. Like, oh, he cuts him to get a thrill. I'm like, really? Really? You would think sick bastards, unfortunately, would want to touch them with their hands. You know, that's kind of the point, right? I hate that, but isn't that the point of these sick fucks? To touch them with their bare hands? So why the fuck do they have a fucking glove that will give them the fuck away in 5 seconds? Cutting them? and make it like this big fucking glove with four finger knives? Instead of using like a little scalpel that you could hide and shit, and it makes no sense. It makes he did it to kill kids, that made sense. Here, it makes no fucking sense. That's the kind of movie we're dealing with. So fuck Elm Street Remake and fuck Simon Barras for saying, "Oh, you don't like my movie. You should go out and get laid." Well, you know what? I am getting laid to your motherfucking wife, and she likes the gold-plated dick. So fuck you, Simon Barras. Right up your ass. Regeneration, number 4. Movie that I watched on New Year's with one of my best friends, Effrey. And I had no hope for this movie, but Effrey's like, there's hope. There's hope. And, you know, Van Damme, Dolph Lundgren, okay. But I was very pessimistic because it's direct-to-DVD. 9 times out of 10, they're shit. Although, granted, there's some good surprises, which you'll hear on my list after this, but the thing about this movie, Universal Regeneration, that pisses me off. First, it gets praise. I don't understand it. If you like it, that's fine. I don't ridicule you or make fun of you. That's cool. I don't get it. It's gritty. It's dark. Okay. When I see an action film, I want to see action. There is. Not when you say the fucking movie stars Van Damme and Dolph Lundgren. People complain about, well, you know, Mickey Rourke has this and that and Expendables. But think about Van Damme, he's in it for what, 15 minutes? Dolph Lundgren's in it for maybe 5 minutes? For the most part, you get these uninteresting characters and this pitbull, pit stain, pit face motherfucker being the bad guy. And, you know, fighting people where he goes pew, 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 pew. Fights this guy. Pew, 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 pew. Wow, that goes for action nowadays? Sorry, I'll take Van Damme doing the fucking 360 spinning kick. I'll take Dolph Lundgren, you know, beating the shit out of people, doing maybe a super punch. You know. Sorry, I'll do with Jet Speakman and the Perfect Weapon. I mean, I don't like the fact that it seems like it doesn't even seem like a sequel to the first film, because apparently a lot of people don't like the second one, The Return, which I like. Because it's like 80 minutes of basically, I understand that, you know, he's not able to, why is Van Damme working with these guys, and, you know, it's hard to kill these guys. I don't know, the way I thought of it was, they were going to do it anyway. Van Damme, you know, had his wife, had a kid, so he couldn't be on the run. He couldn't be, you know, I'm going to be gun-ho. So, it's like, okay, they're doing this to dead soldiers. They did it to me, but I don't think he was pissed about the fact they did it to dead soldiers. It's the fact that they went out of the way to kill an innocent guy. I think that's why. Like, the whole bring back dead soldiers, honestly, that's not a bad thing. Well, they're dead, so either they're dead or now they're alive again. So that's kind of good. You get to bring people back to life. But when you handle them and the fact that they're killing innocent people, and I think that's what Van Damme was there for. I don't think he was against the fact that you bringing back people. Like, I think that's another thing. Van Damme likes the fact he was brought back to life because he had a love of his life, and he's a daughter. Think about it. Without this program, he would not have a daughter. He wouldn't have met the love of his life who, you know, passes away. I think that's how I looked at it. Like, hey, Van Damme has his little girl. Really, thanks to this program, because he's brought back to life. But now, maybe he wants to do that for someone else. That's how I thought of it, that maybe this is the first step, and then maybe, you know, you can help people. And maybe this would be a first step to future endeavors as well. Just, they were still in like the testing phase, it seemed like, funding and stuff. And the fact that, you know, Van Damme is trying to kick these things' ass, you know, it has a lot of action and a lot of Van Damme-age. This film doesn't seem like a sequel to that film because his daughter's never mentioned. But if this is a sequel to the first film, how come it's never mentioned his woman? Ali Walker's character in the first film. Is she dead? She was dead in the second film, but if the second film has no bearing, then it's safe to say she could be alive. Where the fuck did she go? Is she in the bathroom taking a long leak that lasted the whole movie? Why the fuck is Van Damme in this psychotherapist's office? How the fuck did he get there? How come Van Damme is now a fucking mute, basically? Why is he now, like, wooden now? Emotionless? He was giving back his humanity at the end of the first film, and the second film has no bearing. So why the fuck is he now, like, a robot? And basically it's him crying, or he's asleep at the wheel watching fucking Animal Planet, monkeys and shit. And you're like, why? Instead you get these uninteresting people dealing with these terrorists who kidnap some people. They have the pit bull, while the good guys have some unisouls that they all fuck up and get killed by the pit bull. Dolph Lundgren comes in for 5 minutes, giving some bullshit Blade Runner. Are you a tree? Are you this? Who the fuck cares? And Van Damme looks like he's just there to get a paycheck. No emotion on his face. For the 15 minutes, 20 minutes he's on fucking screen, they get him, bring him back. He's now, I guess, a unisoul again. He's basically, granted, good action scene. I gotta give credit, one good action scene. Where he's just do and he's fucking people up with a knife, granted. But one scene, that can't save the movie. He has a fight with Dolph Lundgren, which is half-assed in my opinion. There's a bunch of stunt doubles going from one wall to another through another. That's all it is. Stuntman. And then what is it? It's fucking... What is it? And there's like no callbacks to the first film. Just, have we done this before? That's it. And then, like, Van Damme has no recognition. Like, you, or Sarge, or, you know, like, nothing like that. Nothing. It's like, Sarge, the war is over. Remember? Or, you know, like, anything. I thought you were discharged, Sarge, you know. Like, nothing. Or even from Dolph Lundgren, like, you know, trying to remember some good lines he said, like him collect. I figured he would be, now he's back, you know, he's fucking people up, he'd be getting some more human ears, fucking human ear necklace. No. It's just a bullshit fucking movie. I know my camera's slowing down, so I may go into demon voice, or I did already, so bear with me. But, this is bullshit. And then basically, Dolph Lundgren dies to get a fucking pipe through his head. I remember what I was going to tell you. And then gets his head blown off. And we don't know what the fuck it was. What was it? That's something we would actually like to fucking know. Because we're fans of the first movie. This is why we were watching the movie for these two. People say this fight's about as good as the first one. Sorry. Bull fucking shit, kiss my ass, suck my dick. Not you people, but at that notion, the fact that it's better than the first film. Whether it be the movie or that fight. That fight had, in the first film, had a story behind it. These two had a grudge against each other. You had feelings and emotion involved. Here is just sterile and cold, like the whole movie. And I'm like, no, fuck this movie. It has a shitty ending where Van Damme runs into the distance, the Pitbull pit stain dies, and a half-ass fight, and then the movie ends. And now they want to do another one in 3D. I don't know how the fuck this is gonna work. It's not coming to the theaters. Fucking guarantee you that. Van Damme, don't do Universal Soldier 4. You know what you should do? Do Time Cop 2 the right way. Or do fucking Hard Target 2 or some shit. Get John Woo back. Only this time, they let him leave John Woo the fuck alone. And then get Hard Target 2, and then maybe we can get a special edition of Hard Target. I'd rather see that than fucking Universal Soldier 4 with the same fucking John Hyams. He doesn't, you know, Peter Hyams' dad has more fucking talent in his painting than this guy has in his whole fucking body. One good action scene doesn't save the movie, folks. It doesn't. Now, it was kind of hard between picking which would be number 3 and which would be number 2, because these are like mix and match. But 3, I guess, yeah, sort of mix and match of which is 3 and 2. Just keep switching around. Same guy though, Rodriguez is the man behind these 2 fucking movies. So number 3, I'll just say Machete. Again, they're sort of off and on. Machete, as much as I've seen positive reviews, I found it complete bullshit. In 2007, we got a trailer with they fucked with the wrong Mexican, and he's killing people, and he's fucking things up, and he's a vigilante, of course. Okay, I'll see that movie. Saw the movie. Good opening. Him busting in, fucking people up left and right. Okay. They killed his woman. Okay. So, okay, he's going to start his revenge, right? No. No. He doesn't go looking for Seagal. He's just in the fucking US, you know, he's just walking back and forth. He's not a fucking vendetta. He's fucking, you know, he wants some work, and he's da-da-da-da. Why is he... This is like one of the only vigilante films where the guy just, he doesn't go for the vigilante route. He's just, you know, waiting around, just going to work. What the fuck? What kind of vigilante movie is this? How many vigilante movies have you seen where it's like, they killed his wife, it's a while later, and he's not doing anything about it? He's not going after Seagal. Who killed his wife? He's not doing any of that. Any bullshit, like, it's a lot of talking, a lot of talking, a lot of talking. And people are like, well, but you got cool stuff, like, you know, he cuts a guy and uses his intestines to jump out of a building to the floor below him. You know what? I saw a fucking movie called Dead Alive in which a zombie's intestines attacked the lead guy. Intestines. Like, a zombie got cut and, like, his insides, not just his insides, fought the fucking lead guy. So, you know. And it's like a really quick scene. That's it. Jeff Fahey is good in it, but then you have Lindsay Lohan who's fucking terrible, and you could plainly tell in the sex scene that it's not her because her face is completely covered while the tits are here. Kind of doing one of these. Not even this. Like he's got his hair. The hair is like this. Right? Not like this. Like this. With the titties hanging out. Can you still see my face? Shit, I'm trying to... Like, you can tell it's not her. You fucking tell it's not her. And like, she's just a bad actress, especially in this movie. I know she's playing coked up, but she's playing it too well, maybe. I don't know. Why the fuck is Jessica Alba in this movie? I swear, she and fucking Michelle Rodriguez is she. You know, that made me want to watch that fucking 80s movie, She. With the girl from Conan, Sandal Birdman. And that's a bad movie. It made me want to watch that. That's what this movie did. It made me want to watch a bad 80s movie called She with Sandal Birdman. Fuck's sake. Those two have more shit going on than Machete. Oh, Machete. No, I call him Machete. M-A-S-H-I-T-T-Y. Machete. Because it's boring. It's all about the border and politics. I live in fucking Iowa. What the fuck do I care about the border? Like, really? Yes, it's a touchy subject and a lot of stuff's going on. What the fuck do you want me to do? I'm in fucking Iowa. I have to worry about the fucking snow. What do you want me to do about the border? What do you want me to do about it? Send me a slip of paper and say, hey, leave them alone. How about that, okay? Now can we actually do our fucking action movie, a vigilante film? Oh, but they did it in the past, like Death Wish. Honestly, some people will say, well, your point's invalid after this, but I don't like the original Death Wish. I'll be honest, I don't like the original Death Wish. I like the canon sequels, 2, 3, and 4, 3 being the best. Does Death Wish 3 is what I fucking thought Machete would be. That type of movie. Just down and dirty, go for broke action movie. That's what it should have been. It wasn't. And critics praise this movie. And everybody praises this fucking movie. I don't fucking get it. You can have your opinion. I'm not going to ridicule you. I just don't fucking get it. Oh, but you like Expendables. Expendables has more action. You can't tell me it's not more action. Other than the opening, what does Machete do? Robert Rodriguez, who said like he had this story for years and he took shit out to put in his movies like Desperado and Once Upon a Time in Mexico, you could tell. There's a scene that directly rips off Desperado. He's in bed with a woman and guys come in. What does that remind you of? Think of Selma Hayek in front of you. You know, Antonio Banderas. Tits are down. Done better than Desperado. Done shitty here. Once upon a time in Mexico, when you think Michelle Rodriguez is dead, which she should be, because she was shot in the fucking head. What, did the bullet just stop with her eyeball? No, she's shot in the fucking head. And they're like, this movie gets away with that? Oh, she was shot in the head, but she's fine. That's fine. But the Expendables, that's some goofy shit. I don't get it. And then basically like a rip-off of Once Upon a Time in Mexico with fucking Johnny Depp. I gotta agree with people. Once Upon a Time in Mexico is better than this movie. I'm not the biggest fan of that, but it's better than this movie. It has more going for it. Machete doesn't do shit. And this is like you need to start Robert Rodriguez lying in fucking trailers. Oh, but, I always, you know, a lot of times I do that. Because, you know, we don't want to make people seem like they've seen the movie, but to give a feeling what the movie is going to be like. So basically, you're lying to the audience saying, we're going to deliver this movie. So that people will go and get a different movie. And you say that, Robert? I don't remember that in From Dusk Till Dawn. Every scene I saw in From Dusk Till Dawn, I remember that being in the fucking movie. So, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about saying you've always done that. Didn't do it From Dusk Till Dawn. You watched From Dusk Till Dawn. And you can't tell me that From Dusk Till Dawn and Machete are equal. No fucking way. From Dusk Till Dawn has the characters, has the badass moments, has the fun, and has the balls to the wall action and gore. Can't tell me that shit. It's boring. It's about politics. I don't give a fuck about politics. When I see it, I'm not watching a documentary on the border. The only time I want to talk about the border is if it's Cheech and Chong at the border smuggling hash or shit. Or From Dusk Till Dawn when they're trying to get in the border and there's Cheech Marin coming up as the border cop. I'm watching an action film for action. I'm watching a vigilante film for the guy doing some vigilante shit. This doesn't have that. I mean, think about it. The beginning, other than the beginning, the little skiff in the hospital, the last 10 seconds, then the little bit in the fucking, you know, ripping off Desperado. Okay, he cuts a guy through a police car with his machete, granted. Then you have goofy shit like the weed whacker hitting the guy with no blood on his face. I'm like, is this really the trailer we saw in 2007? He just fucked with the raw Mexican, and now he's gonna fucking... Well, he's not gonna kill you. He's gonna... Well, he's gonna irritate you. They just fucked with the raw Mexican. And now with the weed whacker, he's just gonna irritate the shit out of you. Ooh, right, Daddy Trejo. He irritated the shit out of you, and now he's gonna irritate the shit out of you more. And like, I don't like the fact that you watch a trailer and it fucking lies to you. It kind of pisses me off. It's like, you're advertised. It's like, okay, let's make a Rambo film, but we're gonna advertise that there's an alien in it. Oh shit, I want to see that. Oh, there's no alien in it. Sorry, we lied. Oh, fuck you. And, okay, in Machete, you have a lot of scenes missing. He pulls open his coat with all the machetes. That's not in there. Him fucking someone up in this, like, workshop. That's not in there. Tom Savini's in there. Even though I heard he's an asshole in real life, but he'd be decent in the movie. He has a cool advertisement. He's in one scene where he fucks up Cheech Marin. And that's it, he disappears. I guess they cut his death for Machete sequels, which Robert Rodriguez says there will be. One's called Machete Kills and one's called Machete Kills Again. Fuck that. Oh, let's have Jessica Alba fighting on the Wii. And he hits and kills a guy by putting her shoe in the heel in the fucking eye. I'm sitting there going like this, like, really? Really? You went from George Clooney getting a fucking jackhammer. Let's kill some fucking vampires. Gutting vampires left and right. To Jessica Biel practicing fighting on the Wii and fucking up a guy with a heel of a shoe. That's how far you went. That's how far you've gone. And this was Robert Rodriguez's baby. So Twin Century Fuckface did not fuck with this movie. They didn't. It's a small budget. He's doing this fucking studios. You really think Twin Century Fuckface is going to roll with a movie starring Danny Trejo? Fuck no. They're like, okay, you don't go with that? Fuck it. Especially after Grindhouse flopped? Okay. So Robert Rodriguez is the guy who fucked this up. He had a lame ass, lame duck ending. Where, oh wow, doom 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 doom, we're bouncing on a guy and there's no fucking blood coming out. Oh, you get the shot from the trailer when he's on the motorcycle with a machine gun. Cool. He killed 5 people, and then he stops the bike. And then he gets off. And I'm like, that's it? Why doesn't he do a Chuck Norris, you know, riding a motorcycle fucking people up? Why didn't you do that? Why don't you have him riding the motorcycle fucking people up left and right? Why don't you do that? You have Don Johnson, who has a nothing role. First off, why the fuck did they advertise it introducing Don Johnson? He's done fucking movies before. Oh, but they're reintroducing him. Well, then why the fuck didn't they do that with Planet Terror? And introducing Michael Biehn. And introducing Jeff Fahey. But they say, and introducing Don Johnson. That's how these dumbasses are. Don Johnson has done fucking movies. Watch Dead Bane. That's the best thing Don Johnson's done in my opinion. 100 times better than this fucking movie. The ending is lame. You can't tell me it's good. I'm sorry, I don't believe you. I saw the fucking movie. It's a bunch of people just fucking doing just random shit. That's all it is. Just doing random shit, random shit, random shit. And then the movie ends. Machete don't text. Well, you know what? Machete don't make good movies either. Fuck that movie. And people say they give this the pass and expendable shit? What's good about Machete? They're talking about the border, 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 the border. You know what? How about we get some vigilante action, fucking shit up. Like the trailer said. You want to make a border movie, Robert Rodriguez? Make a fucking border movie. Make your political movie. Stay the fuck out of an action movie. When I watch an action movie, I want to see action. If you don't make a vigilante movie, make one. Not fucking, he's not going after Seagal at all. And then all of a sudden, you have this lame ass fight. Dun, dun, dun. 1, 2, 3. Oh shit! Then he trails down. Then he stabs, stabs Seagal, and Seagal's like, this ain't nothing. And then, like, kills himself. I'm like, Seagal, you fat fuck. I used to like Seagal. I love his early work. I know there are fans of his. You can't tell me that's not lame. It's lame. Stallone, whether you like or hate the Expendables, you can tell he's got heart. His fight with Stone Cold was badass. All him. And he broke his fucking neck in that massive fall back. Seagal wouldn't do that. Oh, I could not fall down. I won't get up again with my fat ass. Dunkin' Donut eating motherfucker. He has lost my respect because his movies are dog shit. I've seen them all. Dumb me. The last great movie he's done, not even great, but the last decent movie he's done was probably way back with Fire Down Below. Age of Wounds is okay. Urban Justice is okay. And that's it. That's... In the last 10 years, he makes like 3-4 movies a year. Fuck that. Fuck that. Machete can kiss my ass. Seriously. I don't get why. It's not smart. It's not funny. I didn't laugh at all. The shit about the border pissed me off because it's really not a subject matter that I care about. And I don't mean that in a mean way. I just mean like, if I watch a movie dealing with the border, I'm like, I'm sorry, that's so far from... I'm in Iowa, okay? Don't really care. Doesn't really affect me much. You know what I mean? Like, you know, make your fucking political movie. Get the fuck out of a vigilante. That's like, I don't know. You don't make a movie about, I'm trying to think of a movie. God, I'm trying to think of a movie. Fuck, I don't know. It's like, if Robert Rodriguez did Planet Terror, right? You saw the trailer for Planet Terror. And then you watch it, and instead it's a lot of talking and bullshit about how viruses are bad, and they've ruined mankind, and it's a message movie about viruses. This became a message movie on the border. It's like, he had the script, then he heard the shit that was going down, pretty recently, I guess. Oh, I better add that. And he just rewrote the script for that, and then you came out with this shit fest. So, fuck Machete. I know this is getting long, so, you know, Predators is number 2. Predators. I hate this fucking movie because, first off, Predator 2 gets shit on. It has the pace, it has the action, it has a badass hero, funny characters, and a badass Predator. Fucking shit up. What does Predators have? That's Predator 2. Predators has Adrian Bidnose Brody, which I'm sick of his face. Because I work at a video store. He's made 4 fucking movies. The Experiment, Splice, which was shit, on this list. A Giallo film, well, a Dario Argento film called Giallo, which I've heard was shit, and this film. They walk around the fucking woods for 40 fucking minutes. Oh, they don't shoot some dogs. Straight out of fucking Avatar. Why is that in this movie? To be different. Be different. You have a bunch of warriors, pretty much. Although you have one, kind of like Anna in the first film, who's not really a warrior, going through the jungle, being hunted one by one, and you have so many nods to the first film. Turn around, turn around, turn around. Or that African American guy looking off like Billy did in the first film. And the Yakuza doing the same thing that Billy did, standing his ground, and you almost get the same fucking music. I'm like, really? You want to be different, but you basically doing a fucking remake? Fuck you. And a number of reasons. Why? First off, why is this on another planet? What difference does it make? Like, really, when you think about Predators, did it really matter that it was on another planet? Could it just as easily been taking place on the jungles of, planet Earth? The only time it was different was, I guess, that shot where they saw the moons. But it's a preserve game, and they're the game. I hate that idea. I know it's supposed to be their different idea, but I hate that idea. Because everything we've known about Predators, Predator 1, Predator 2, even the AVP films, which I think are better than this film. I'm sorry, I'm not taking that back. I do think the AVP films are better than this film. Because, well, yeah, because they don't piss me off as much. I don't know. At least they get shit on, deservedly so. This gets praise, which I don't condone. Not to me, at least. That's my opinion. But, 40 minutes of fucking walk. Why do Predators have dogs? Everything we've known about Predators is they want heat, they want conflict. They're drawn to it. They want to go and hunt shit. So what the fuck is the point of bringing them back to their place, or basically their place, and, give one guy a fucking chip. What's he gonna do? Pick his fucking teeth with it? Shove it up his ass and hide it? Really? They, give this guy a fucking shiv. I know the reason they do the dogs is to draw them out, but really, it just wastes their fucking ammo, which, wow, that's really fair, too. I know it's slowing down now, so I'm sure I did the demon voice, or I will be, which makes sense because I'm pissed off about this movie. So I'll keep going. But the thing with this movie is I don't like that idea of the story where it's dogs. I know it's trying to be different, but just because it's different doesn't mean it's fucking automatically good. The point of Predators is to hunt and kick your ass, because you're a worthwhile foe. It's the thrill of the hunt. What the fuck? These Predators are pussies. They are. I'm going to take you back to this place where you don't know the environment, you're out of your element, you're stuck with a fucking shiv against me who has a fucking shoulder cannon and a big ass blades. And this is fair. Excuse me while I fart through my mouth. And then you get boredom. People are like, oh, this is better than Expendables. It has more action. Did you see an alternate universe cut of this movie? 40 minutes, all you did is shooting Predator dogs, which are straight out Avatar. Yeah, I said Avatar because I hate that movie. And you get jungles that look like sets. You get characters you don't give a fuck about. And why the fuck do I give a fuck about this guy who's a rapist, and I don't want to fuck this, and I don't want to fuck that. And all of a sudden they're fighting, he's fighting with the African American guy, and I guess there's racism involved, but you barely catch that. Adrian Brody's an asshole, his character's a complete douchebag. He has the fucking Christian Bale syndrome of his voice. This is bizarre with the game. Really? Maybe you need some, to clear that up. Fuck's sake. It takes more than a tough voice to be a badass. Maybe you can be a badass in your own mind. You're a legend in your own mind. But, fuck that. And then what? You get a little 10-second gunfight, which then they fall down a waterfall. Kind of similar to the first film where Arnold falls down a waterfall. Think about it. They fall down a waterfall. As if that's nothing to do with the first film, which they fell down a waterfall. Because, it doesn't become its own movie. It takes too many nods from the first film. And then after that, some talking. They meet Lawrence Fishburne, who has a cloaking device. But then he never uses it again. He has this big pulse rifle looking motherfucking weapon. He never uses it again. Again, this cloaking device, he never uses it. That's another funny thing. The woman there mentions about the events of the first film and says how the guy survived, Arnold, with, getting the shit on his, the mud for body heat. Now, hearing that, going, wait a minute, they didn't see his body heat with mud. I wonder if I should put mud on myself. None of them do it, except Adrian Brody at the fucking last scene, for the final fight. Not the video game, which I would rather play than this fucking movie. No, none of them put on the mud. So it's like you don't put that info and then do nothing with it. Unless Fisherman don't have a coding device, but do nothing with it. Okay. Makes sense. And then Larry Fishburne, I don't call him Larry in this fucking movie. Larry just turns on them, and then he gets killed by a predator by exploding, and pop goes the weasel CGI explosion. Looks like a fucking CGI water balloon blowing up. Oh, it's got gore. What? You see a fucking spine being ripped out. I saw that in Predator 1, I saw that in Predator 2. I've seen, I saw it. Ooh. Predators do look a little bit better than AVP 1 and 2, but they don't hold up to Predator 1 and 2. I'm sorry. Because that's Stan Winston. May he rest in peace. I mean, then what? You get fucking bullshit, like not much action. These Predators are pussies. Do they really have that many great moments? One stabs the Russian guy, and then he gets a grenade, which I saw coming a mile away, because it's like, I'm Spetsnaz, I knew he was going to fucking pull a grenade, because he's dead, and it's like, oh shit, the time's running out, we gotta kill this Predator, so he's going to blow himself up. I knew that coming a mile away. Everything in this fucking movie I saw coming a mile away, like, the whole thing with Adrian Brody, I knew he didn't get blown up, I knew he didn't go on a ship, because it's a predictable movie. Oh, did he blow up? No. No fucking way. I knew that in, 20 seconds, more like 20 minutes before they did it. And in the Yakuza fight, it's like, he slices the Predator, what, twice? Phew, phew! And then it dies. I'm like, wow. I thought Predators were harder to kill. Danny Glover shot the shit out of it like 6 times with a fucking shotgun, and he still lived. But the Predator in Predator 2 is badass. These are pussies. And the super black Predator, who's supposed to be so badass. He doesn't do jack shit. He has a fight with the classic Predator. Derek Mears, who played Jason in the remake. And, I would think, oh, maybe he'll help the humans and sort of protect them and shit. No, you have a little fight where they sort of scramble around. You can't have toys because We don't want toys, which makes no fucking sense. The toys were fun. The toys worked for the Predators, and see them used in R-rate capacity, kind of fun. But no. Why? Because we said so. Because it's like Predator 2. Well, you know what? Predator gets the shit out of this movie with his pinky. The movie sucks balls. I hate this movie. I mean, and then the ending where fucking big-nosed Adrian Brody comes around like a fucking jackrabbit. You want me here or kill me? Like a jackrabbit. Phew! Phew! I mean, this is supposed to be the badass super black predator. He didn't bitch slap, bitch slap, bitch slapped. Then Adrian Brody goes down with a bitch with one punch. Or really one blast. You know, he's against three. Oh! And he's down for the count, basically. One fucking hit or whatever. I'm like, yeah, what a pussy. Fucking Danny Glover got the shit kicked out of him. 9, 10 times he still kept fucking one-on-one with the Predator. Shit happens. Cut the fucking Predator's arm off. Did all this sort of shit. And people who have a problem with Danny Glover? Fuck that. Danny Glover can kick Adrian Brody's fucking big nose. Adrian Brody can shove his nose up his ass and smell for all I care. Danny Glover can get the shit out of him. And then, of course, Adrian Brody's bitch ass needs help from the fucking female sniper. Oh, cool. You got to see Predator head get cut off twice. They could say that at the ending to make it more remarkable, but no. I mean, that Predator fight, Predator vs. Predator, cool idea, but half-assed done. It's just they stumble around, and, you know, you want to see how to do a fight? Watch Predator 2. You know, the way they do the camera. No, they don't do that. This is... Oh yeah, and of course, the big thing. The line of the trailer with the lights. Because Adrian Brody, light. You know, oh, cool. There's a shitload of Predators in this movie, right? No, just one. Well, we just wanted to do that because, basically, to lie to you and to get you into the fucking theater. They don't admit that, but that is a bullshit move. Robert Rodriguez tries to explain it, and they did it on purpose. They lied on purpose. I'm like, Robbie Rod, fuck you. How about that? Fuck you. How about, right to your face, fuck you for lying. You know, when you make a trailer, be truthful, because when people don't see the shit in the trailer, they get kind of pissed, because it's false advertising. I want my fucking money back. You didn't pay money. Well, I want my fucking time back. Okay? I'll sue you for fucking false advertising. That's like, you know, that's like you see a commercial, right, for McDonald's. And we got this new chicken sandwich with fries and a drink for $1. Cool. You go there, they just have the chicken. No fries or drink for $1. Where's the fries and drink? Well, we just lied on the advertising, so, you know, here's your chicken. I'm like, fuck you, give me my fucking fries and drink for $1 like you said. Sue you for fucking false advertising. How about that, son bitch? Predators just was mediocre. There's nothing special about it. It's realistic. It's about fucking Predators, so fuck you on that. Realistic. It's fucking Predators. Fuck that shit. No likable characters. I need a fuck who lived or died. Adrian Brody, he didn't cut it. He can cut the cheese, but he didn't cut it as an action hero. So fuck Predators. And number 1, Serbian Film. I did a BS cast with good friends. I uploaded another video, a piece, saying my thoughts on it very strongly. Certain people may like the film. Fine. I disagree, but I can't really be an asshole about it because that's not right. It's not right to do that. is very mean, very rude, very cruel, and, you know, I don't want to be that asshole. I really don't. It's just, for me personally, Serbian Film is not my kind of movie, obviously. For those who don't even know what the hell it is, it's a film where it involves a guy who's a porn star. He has a family, but he misses the old life, and he's hired by some guy, but he's not giving a lot of info, and basically leads him down this dark path where it's almost like making a snuff film, and they, at gunpoint, tell him to fuck this person with a sack over their head. He does. He realizes he raped his own son. Has newborn rape? Yes. A woman gives birth and they have newborn rape. They're like, oh, it's not that graphic. I'm like, it's newborn rape. Not graphic my ass. I don't give a fuck if it was there for 5 seconds. It's graphic enough. Oh, but it's where we saw it because we want to be creeped out. We want to be creeped out, and we got what we want. Well, okay, then count me out of horror films. That's not why I got into horror films. For me personally, I got into horror films to be entertained. I got into horror films to be fun. To be honest, not many horror films scare me. There's good horror films that creep me out by acting and directing and atmosphere and story. Like the Blair Witch Project, like Exorcist 3, like The Changeling, the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre. You know? I mean, they do it with atmosphere. Jacob's Ladder. You see the poster right there. Jacob's Ladder. Session 9. They do it with atmosphere, with good actors, or stories, score. They don't do it with, you know what, let's shot people, let's have newborn rape, and this guy fucked his kid. And this is the state of horror today. Because really, there's not that many great horror films. Really, I mean, just a sneak peek. I mean, I'm probably going to film this on another day because I didn't realize it taped this long. And I know I'm slowing down again, so I'm sure I went in my demon voice, which makes sense because I'm getting pissed off by this thing. So you probably heard me in my demon voice a couple times in these. I apologize, but that's how it goes because the stupid annoying antivirus has to pop up all the time. But, you know, I mean, there's a couple horror films I like this year, but I like them. But compared to all the other films, they're still down there. But I just compared to other horror films, like, even the worst films I hated, like the Elm Street remake and Predators, are 10 times better than a Serbian film. And these films like Martyrs and stuff. Not my cup of tea. You know, seeing a woman beat the shit out for half an hour, or seeing the Human Centipede, you know, ask them out. If this is a new wave of horror, please, you know, give me a check. Send, you know, the check is in the mail, as Jack Burton would say. You know. Because I want out of the horror community. You know, this is the way horror is. Oh, but I don't end with a quote, but I'll wait to that. I want a film to creep me out. First off, this is the difference between creeping out and being disgusted. It's the same as a horror film where you scare me in the right way, and you scare me with a boo scare. The boo scare is bullshit. Same one with this. If you don't creep me out with acting, directing, atmosphere, brains. Not with, oh, this guy's ass to this girl's mouth, or, oh, I have newborn rape. It never needed to be made. It's a bullshit against humanity. It gets praise, which I don't get. If you want to watch this shit, watch the fucking news. And I don't like the news. The news is fucking depressing. Watch the news. And what pissed me off, people get paid to make these type of movies like a Serbian Film. And there are probably people who bitch about Friday the 13th and shit, but yet they like this film. I'm like, Even me, who hates Elm Street Remake, I didn't say that's 10 times better than Serbian Film and Martyrs. It doesn't insult my humanity. I mean, a film with newborn rape, that just sick to my stomach. I don't give a fuck if it looks goofy or, you know, sorry. I mean, the cinema snob, Brad Jones, that's a guy, you know, sometimes I differ in his opinions, but he was gung-ho on this one like I was, in the fact that this is like one of the only films, and this guy's seen a lot of weird shit, one of the only films that he's like, fuck this movie, you know, don't see it, all that stuff. And I'm not going to see it. Oh, you can't judge it fairly. Yes, I can. I just did. Movies like this, I mean, the state of horror is in trouble. Once in a while, you get some decent direct-to-DVD stuff like Frozen, which I'll talk about next time. Lost Boys to the Thirst, which some people don't like. I don't get it. It's fun. It's entertaining. That's why I got into horror films, to be entertained. Because I was only creeped out about a handful of times with movies, to be honest. I really creeped out by the whole movie. Like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the original, the Blair Witch Project, Jacob's Ladder. But it's not a film. These are not films. They're exploitation in the worst aspect. It's shot value that is done on the lowest common denominator. I never saw those Artists Underground, even though someone sent me them. I don't want to watch those. I don't throw them away because someone gave it to me as a gift to watch, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't want to watch them. So I don't want to throw them away because they're a gift, but I don't want to watch the shit. You know, it's basically like, it's not a snuff film, but it's as if it was a snuff film. Basically, that's what those movies are. And I'm like, oh, but one time you reviewed Faces of Death. I won that. First off, I have the DVDs that I won at a contest thanks to the guys at Dead Pit. Second, I watched it only with the commentary. And it was interesting showing all the stuff they faked. I didn't like the movie. I enjoyed the commentary, like just the weird history behind the scenes. But I don't like the movie itself. I don't know if that makes sense. It's like, you like a movie, well, more like you hate a movie, but the interesting backstory. And even that film doesn't have newborn rape, for fuck's sake. Even Faces of Death doesn't have newborn rape, for fuck's sake. I mean, I don't know. I don't really condone Faces of Death and Traces of Death in those movies either. I'm not into those movies. I'm really not. Maybe it's just personal taste. The movies are just, they're not films to me. They're cheap. Only to shock and disgust. And they are pieces of trash. I am the Roger Ebert of Friday the 13th Part 1 when he did his review of that way back in the day. For this film, I would be. Because this film is pure trash. And I don't get how Ain't It Cool News, Harry Knowles and all these people praise the film. I can't ridicule them because it's not right for me to do. But at the same time, I would go, I understand you're saying that you want to be creeped out and you saw this film, you got creeped out. But why watch this though? There's 100 movies. Jacob's Ladder, Session 9, Blair Witch Project, who do it in the right way. Not with fucking newborn rape and, oh, I fucked this kid who's my son, and at the end there's motions, always gonna be necrophilia, and I'm like, fuck this movie. And I'm gonna end it with this. People say, well, you're living in a fancy world, and let me tell you something. I'll stop living in a fancy world when reality stops sucking so much. Chapter 1, page 1. MacGruber. That's me. Yeah, that's my quote to live by. I'll stop living in a fancy world when reality stops sucking so fucking much. Words to live by. So anyway, thanks for watching this long ass video. and take care. Later.